Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, back then it was understandable because we were in the bandwagon of basically comparing every single game that is open world as a Breath of the Wild clone with the recent trailers, with the recent amount of information, to even the massive amount of commercials to here and back in regards to Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't think Breath of the Wild is the correct terminology to describe what Legends has to offer for the Pokemon community, or even just for RPG people in general. You see what I did there to kind of add the dramatic flair, you know, with the Pokemon community and how Legends is not just for the Pokemon fans, but also for people who love... Alright, let's just continue rolling and you'll understand what I mean. Anyway, hello there everybody. For those that are new here, my name is Emmanuel Gracia, also known as The Boss here in this channel. I like to make memes, I like to keep a positive attitude, as well as be a video game commentator and historian when it comes to the development histories of our favorite games, be it in the NES era to now with the Nintendo Switch, PC, and all of the above. And in this case, the topic in question is obviously Pokemon Legends Arceus. I mean, that's the reason you clicked on this video to begin with, so clearly that is what we're going to be talking about, right? Anyway, throwing that sarcasm aside there for a second, we all know that Pokemon Legends Arceus is basically releasing in 2 weeks' time. It is to release on January 28th, and it's just going to be an amazing time for Pokemon fans and, like I said, also with RPG fans here. And many of you are probably asking the question of, well, why are you kind of adding the RPG fans if clearly Pokemon Legends is mostly going to be focused on the Pokemon community at large? I mean, it's in the title, Pokemon Legends Arceus. The entire premise is based on the Pokemon world. And while that is correct for those that want to basically be smart about it and, you know, have that, you know, a little cup of tea and the British top hat and all that kind of stuff, saying, oh, I am in the correct here in the comment section down below. In actuality, the reason why I'm adding the RPG fans here is because Legends seems to be more of a Monster Hunter than what we used to think, which was a Breath of the Wild clone. And I believe just me mentioning Monster Hunter grabbed your attention. I mean, it's also in the thumbnail, so that probably should have gotten your attention as well, but, you know, point aside. Now, of course, many of you are going to be wondering, what exactly does Pokemon Legends Arceus have that is very close to Monster Hunter than it is of Breath of the Wild? And that's a very good question, and I hope to provide a very good answer, because first and foremost, if you look at the overview trailer that was released for Japan, when it came down to Pokemon Legends Arceus here, there were a lot of elements that, to me, when I first saw it and analyzed it for myself, it looked like it was taking inspiration from Monster Hunter rather than Breath of the Wild. And there's a bunch out there that I think you can look out if you haven't with the overview trailer, but here are at least a few examples that I think sums up what I'm trying to say here. So first and foremost, the crafting elements that Legends has. Pokemon Legends Arceus, for those that don't know, is based on an era of Pokemon where the manufactured Pokeball that we know it as today is not the same as it once was. For those that played Generation 2, you guys know what I'm talking about here. For those that haven't, basically in order to craft the proper Pokeball, at least back then in the ancient times, even though Legends isn't an ancient era, they had to use a sort of acorn known as an apricorn. And using the apricorn and the techniques needed to blacksmith it, it would create a Pokeball. And so here with Legends, there is a lot of crafting elements for items as well as Pokeballs that you would need to do, and also find the resources and materials throughout the world. That alone sounds like you're playing a Monster Hunter game, right? Then of course there is the side quests and the hub world that Pokemon Legends has to offer. And the hub world here is Jubilife Village. Jubilife Village is where you're mainly going to find yourself getting the side quests you need to then explore the Hisui region and then fulfill those side quests and go back to and obviously achieve them and all that kind of stuff. That is the place where you're gonna craft your items, you're gonna craft, of course, your potions, your Pokeballs, everything you need to embark on your adventure in the Hisui region. Of course, the character customization elements, all that kind of stuff, that is the hub world. And for those that have played a Monster Hunter game, you know that there is always a hub world for you to do those things. There's always a place, a centralized location for you to gather your stuff needed to then embark on your journey, whatever that journey is, being the main quest for the story progression or side quests and fetch quests for you to do to kind of get some experience and understand the mechanics of what this game has to offer. That basically is Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that is nothing like Breath of the Wild. Of course, in Breath of the Wild's case, there were side quests that you could tackle along with the main story, but it focused a lot more on exploration rather than just you going and doing missions here back and forth and all that kind of stuff. So again, Monster Hunter and Pokemon, yes. And of course, I didn't really emphasize much on the side quests here because Legends and Monster Hunter, they have a lot of fetch quests, they have a lot of side quests where you have to collect materials and resources, and of course go back to the main world, like the hub area, all that kind of stuff. So it's basically Monster Hunter in the aspects of there are quests you have to tackle throughout the scope of this game. There are areas for you to explore in order to fulfill those quests and come back and reap the rewards. And there's the hub world for you to do all your grandest things as the researchers you are here in the Hisui region. Oh, and also to kind of end off with the whole Monster Hunter comparison here for Pokemon Legends Arceus, there's also the base camps. In many Monster Hunter games, whether you're tackling on quests or you're doing raids with friends and all that kind of stuff, there's always going to be like a base camp location, which is sort of like a safe point for you guys. And then here you kind of gather all the equipment you need, the items, the item management, all that kind of stuff. And so in Legends here, they showcased that at the overview trailer as well. And so that kind of add that on to my argument here, you know, that kind of stuff. But of course, at the end of the day, no matter how many times we try to compare Pokemon Legends to either Breath of the Wild or Monster Hunter, at the end of the day, it has elements from both games. It just has more from one than the other, as we've explained already. If you skip to this part, then you might as well just go back a few seconds and hear me out and all that kind of stuff. But again, it has both of these elements. And in Breath of the Wild's case, it does have that sense of exploration. It does have an open world vibe, even though Legends isn't technically an open world game. It does have those vibes. It does have that atmosphere of you going and exploring an unknown territory and witnessing the history unfold as you encounter new Pokemon, as you encounter new ways to explore what used to be Sinnoh back in the day and all that kind of stuff. And also there's the rideable Pokemon. You know, the hang glider with the Braviary, the basically the swimming mechanics, the surfing with the Basculegion, and of course the wide ear riding, basically as if it's Epona or the horses that you tame and try to tame in Breath of the Wild. It has those elements, it is right there. So if you have played a Breath of the Wild, or if you played a Breath of the Wild clone, you will enjoy Legends. And if you played Monster Hunter, then you will also enjoy Legends. And that's basically it. That's kind of all I have to say. There's a lot to expect from Legends, of course. There's the story that none of us have any idea what it's going to be about. Because again, this is a game that Game Freak is making, which of course has the Pokemon in it. But it's not the same as a mainline Pokemon game. There's a lot to explore here. There's a lot of characters that we're going to learn more about. And hopefully see how they ended up being the foundation of the descendants that we meet in Generation 4 or in Generation 5 case and all that kind of stuff. So again, as a Pokemon fan, there's a lot to look forward to, obviously, but as an RPG fan, there's a lot to experiment and explore from a gameplay perspective. Aha, see what I did there? See what I did there? Yeah. Again, to add on that suspense, you know, that I'm running out of ideas, I gotta be honest. Anyway, that's enough out of me, but I can't wait to see what your thoughts are on Pokemon Legends in the comment section down below. There's a lot to look forward to for Legends. There's a lot that I hope to see for Legends, and of course, hopefully have some DLC down the line and all that kind of stuff in the event that it needs it. And I'm just very excited for this one. I've played Monster Hunter, so I know what to expect for this one, and I also played Breath of the Wild, so I also have an understanding of what Legends is trying to be as well. But let me know your thoughts, and I can't wait to read what you have in store for me down below. Of course, that being said, now, for those that have been here for a very long time, you guys know how I love to end my videos. So, thank you guys so much for all the support. Keep being awesome, keep spreading love and kindness to the world, because I know you guys can, and I know I can as well. So just make sure to at least do one act of kindness each and every day to someone out there who needs it, especially in these times. Keep improving yourselves by 1%, because by improving by 1% can go a long way towards making a better tomorrow. Know that I love you guys forever and always to 120. I can't wait to see you all in that next fantastic video. Remember guys, stay frickin' sexy and take care.